Hello! Thanks for visiting Red Rock State Park. There is much natural beauty to enjoy here, but in this program we are going to go more in depth and learn about the diverse creatures and plants that call this part of Arizona home. In this program, we will cover three main parts of nature that you are bound to come in contact with here at the park. First up will be plants, including the prickly pear cactus, the Arizona blackberry, and the silverleaf nightshade. Second will be animals found in the region, including the well-known javelina, the ringtail, and the Gambel's quail. Last in our program will be trees, including the Arizona cypress, the Fremont cottonwood, and the Arizona sycamore. Hopefully after this short program, you will be able to easily identify these plants and animals. Plants. Prickly pear cactus. Otherwise known as the Engelmann prickly pear, this cactus has a large range, spreading from California to Mississippi. The cacti is quite resilient and lives in canyons, woodlands, grassland, or steep hillsides. One of the largest varieties of prickly pear, the Engelmann spreads out across the ground instead of having a central trunk. Healthier clusters can be as large as 30 feet across. Large and delicate yellow flowers bloom in the springtime, which are followed by purple-red fruits in the summer. The fruit is edible, so long as all the spines are cleared beforehand, and the taste of the fruit is described as eating a sweet jalapeno or bell pepper. Most experience prickly pear in the form of a jam or candy, where sugar enhances the sweetness. Arizona blackberry. This plant is known as the Arizona blackberry or the Himalayan berry. It is not a native species to northern Arizona or even North America. The only known native species of blackberry can be found in the northwestern United States. This plant spends spring and part of summer growing fruit, where the fruit is then ready for consumption by mid to late July. This species of blackberry plants is aggressively invasive and tends to live close to water sources where humans have also settled. They propagate through the consumption and defecation of the seeds within the sweet dark fruit by animals and humans alike. They are not only hard to eradicate because of these reasons, but because of their ability to grow quickly, densely, and produce heavily thorned branches. Silverleaf nightshade. This plant is a deceiving member of the nightshade family. It can grow up to 3 feet tall and propagate quite quickly as it is considered a noxious weed. The flowers are of a purple hue and resemble the flowers seen on the eggplant plant. The plant contains small nettles that will poke anyone trying to pick the flower. The most notable characteristic of the silverleaf nightshade is the yellow berries that stay on the plant through most of the year. These berries are toxic to both humans and animals, and for that reason the silverleaf is left alone for the most part in the wild. All of the plant is poisonous, however parts of it have been known to have medicinal benefits by the Native Americans in the area hundreds of years ago. A couple of tribes such as the Zuni and Navajo exploited the plant's roots and berries to treat ailments such as snake bites or throat problems. Animals. Javelina, also known as the collared peccary, resembles that of a boar. However, they are not members of the pig family. The light-colored hair on their neck gives the appearance of a collar, hence the name collared peccary. These animals tend to stay in very large groups, with up to 50 individuals or groups as low as 10. Javelina are well suited to the desert landscape and are found throughout the deserts of Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. They tend to snack on desert vegetation such as prickly pear cactus, mesquite beans, and agave. Cactus spines do not faze the javelina, as it will use its snout to remove spines before consuming cacti. Ringtail. The ringtail, dedicated as Arizona's state mammal, is a small, elusive mammal that lives across much of the United States. Ringtails are known for their great climbing ability and are even able to rotate their hind feet 180 degrees to help with maneuvering. This animal's natural habitat is rocky areas with a source of water, much like Oak Creek's proximity to large cliffs of red rock. Ringtails sometimes take shelter in human settlements and will feed off of food left out at night. Otherwise, the ringtail will eat any source of food it can get its hands on, including plants, insects, or other small mammals. Contrary to popular belief, ringtails are not related to cats. They are in the same family as the raccoon. Gambel's quail. The Gambel's quail range through most of the southwestern United States. Their habitat also extends into most of Mexico. They enjoy the scrubby habitat of the desert and feed upon mostly plants, including mesquite seeds and cactus. Occasionally they will consume insects, but this mostly happens in infancy. The nest of the Gambel's quail can be found at ground level, typically under protective or dense vegetation such as cactus. However, sometimes nests can be found high off the ground in trees or tall cacti such as the saguaro cactus. These quail travel and nest in large groups called coveys, which will scour the desert ground looking for food. If the group is threatened, they will scurry and take flight for up to half a mile. Gambel's quail usually do not take flight unless it is to escape, traverse canyons or hillsides, or hop into high nests in trees. Trees. The Arizona cypress. The Arizona cypress is found across the southwest United States, including Utah, New Mexico, Nevada, and Southern California. There are a few closely related species of Arizona cypress, which can have varying types of bark. Some bark are gray and thick, while others may be reddish and papery. The tree typically grows anywhere from 40 feet to 75 feet, but may be shorter in areas with high fire exposure. This tree typically grows in elevations of 3,500 feet to 8,000 feet and prefers rocky canyons or riparian areas such as Oak Creek through Sedona. Arizona cypress grow quickly and typically grow in a more traditional tree shape unless consistently exposed to wildfire. The reproduction method of Arizona cypress involves cones that will not germinate until the parent tree has been destroyed in a fire, allowing for the seeds to take over the nutrients and bare land left behind. Arizona cypress is readily adapted to constant wildfire, eating only the bare minimum in soil nutrition and moisture to recolonize after destruction by fire. Fremont cottonwood. The Fremont cottonwood is a native tree of North America and stands in riparian areas with abundant access to water. This tree is found in most of the southwestern United States and parts of northern Mexico. When living in the right conditions, cottonwood can grow anywhere from 10 to 20 feet per year and reach heights of 100 feet. These trees consume large quantities of water and are resistant to heavy flooding. The cottonwood is deciduous, and flowers bloom in March and April. The seed of the cottonwood is a soft, light, wind-dispersed seed, whose appearance gives the tree its name of cottonwood. The cottonwood is an excellent source of shade and is a haven for birds and butterflies in the spring and summer months. Here at Red Rock State Park, the wedding tree is a famous cottonwood of massive proportions that can be found on the Bunkhouse Trail. The Arizona sycamore. Arizona sycamore are naturally found growing in riparian areas or areas with access to water, such as Oak Creek. Their bark is of a mottled appearance due to white bark slowly peeling away to reveal darker, more tan bark underneath. Arizona sycamore can grow up to 100 feet, but are commonly seen growing anywhere from 30 to 80 feet at maturity. The seed of this sycamore is present through yellow flowers that bloom in the spring months of March and April. The Arizona sycamore is a deciduous tree, meaning that it loses its leaves through the winter. It is most commonly seen throughout Arizona, New Mexico, and northern areas of Mexico. Its altitude range, naturally, is anywhere from 2,000 feet to 6,000 feet. The Arizona sycamore can grow at elevations below 2,000 and is typically used as a shade tree at these elevations. This tree reproduces via the dropping of its seed to the ground below, and therefore is able to grow in clusters near large sources of water. Thank you for coming along on our wildlife expedition. We hope that identifying the flora and fauna of Red Rock Country will be much easier. You may see creatures such as the javelina or prickly pear cactus often on your hikes in the park, while others like the ringtail are not as easy to find. These plants and animals depend on us to keep their environment stable, clean, and comfortable. Red Rock State Park has much natural beauty and aspects of nature that depend upon each other. Remember, it is up to you to maintain the safety of wildlife at the park. Help us keep it clean. Thanks again, and happy trails.